Hello guys, how's it going? And in this video we're going to be opening the Mage's starter pack, which is the latest 2.6 update to Wrath of Codes 2. And below me here we've got some new items, new products, what will be coming with the release of the Mage's archetype. So these are little dice packs, little crystal chits. Basically they're the elements for your core. You got your die for your battle rolls. I mean, these are not the cheaper die, by the way. these are like the premium dice. At least the six-sided D ones, because I mean everybody's got a basic white die, so if you're gonna go for a pack like this, you might as well just get the legit stuff. And then the D10, which manages your health. This one actually goes up to 10. It's quite hard to find a D10, but it doesn't go from 0 to 9, so this actually goes from 1 to 10, which is really nice. So we got the Magma Blast red pack here and the Dazzling Sapphire pack at the back there. So let me know which one you think you prefer. Booster packs, they are the new designs. Obviously that's the same, but this is the new design for the booster pack. And what you're all here for is the opening of the basic starter deck for the mages. Basic basically being, it doesn't come with any additional bits. So, you know, there's no dice, there's no little diamonds and stuff, because obviously I want to give you guys the option to buy only what you need. There's no point in putting rule books and dice and stuff in here if you've already got them and then you want to buy a second starter pack. So yeah, this is the starter pack. 2.6 mages. Got the royalty rare character on the front there, which is Iris. She's one of the mage sisters. Got a QR code on the back, and like I said, the packaging, the design itself is pretty basic, but it does the job. So that tells you a little bit about it. 2.6 the Mage archetype, and this is actually the first time I've opened this pack as well, so here's hoping everything goes well. I have noticed that the inside of this is actually I think this has been updated. It's got a nice glossy finish to the inside of the booster pack. And here we are at the back of the pack as normal, and then here we have commons. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with these so that you guys can see. Rock Burst. So Rock Burst deals 5 damage to an enemy unit, which is either a building, garrison, location, or an object class type. So it can't hit like your living humans. It kind of damages like stationary units as such. Peaceful Cottage, which is a defensive. When this unit enters play, you may draw a card. That's not a bad little uncommon. Got 3 copies of that. Freeze now, the text has changed on Freeze because after I purchased the game, it shares the same ruling as one of the rare cards from the Samurai packs. So ignore this in this video. The new Freeze will be updated in the it's actually been updated now at the time of this video. You also get some precious gold. So precious gold in a starter pack. Yeah, that's now a thing. You get 2 copies of precious gold. And then one of the arcane mages, which is again from 2.4. So the arcane mage is when you roll a die for this unit in battle, you get to follow the below. Basically, if you roll a 6, you get to deal 1 damage to the enemy core. Failing that, you deal 2 damage to any enemy unit. Obviously, combine that with the attacks, you can spit out 5 damage at a time. This is one of the collab cards for from Skyscape TCG. Now this is a response card, and if you look, first time ever we've put X in the cost of a card. Basically, counter the enemy action, battle, response card with a player cost of X, and this card cannot be countered. So basically, this is, you know, it's variable, very flexible, because you can choose how much you want to pay, or you can hold on to it if you've not got enough charges in your deck. And then basically this card cannot be countered, so if you put that on your enemy card, that's it, that's the end of that stack, if you like. So, and obviously the artwork on that is something I've really been waiting to show off on the channel. Then we've got Mahogany Staff. This is similar to like other witches had a Mahogany Broomstick. The Mahogany Staff is the witches variant of it. Basically, any one mage or witch unit you have in play gains 1 attack for the battle phase. It's a nice common unit, but it might just poke that extra 1 damage to kill off an enemy unit. Here's a new card. This is a defensive called Storm Defender. Whenever this unit survives being attacked, deal 2 damage back to the attacking unit. So it's got quite a nice little ability there. So if the enemy unit attacks this and it misses, this deals 2 damage back. So it's very good at basically trying to deal with any of those pesky little common units that come in and try and swing for a couple of points of damage here and there. Frontline Mage. This is another new one. Whenever you play another Mage class unit, this unit gains 1 attack for the rest of the turn. It's a common unit, however, if you've got a couple of cheaper mages to play, you could get this up to maybe 5 attack power or something like that in a turn, so that's quite good. Seeping Energy is another rare unit, so this had to be nerfed a little bit because the original was quite powerful. So basically, this card cannot be countered. Remove 2 charges off the enemy core where possible, so obviously if they've only got 1 charge on their core, then you only remove 1 charge, but you've got to pay 1 for them to lose 2. It was a little bit more sinister. It was originally a 0 cost card, and there was another rule as well, which made it, it would have been basically royalty rare status if that was the case, but yeah, that's been, that has been pre-nerfed. Then we've got Spell Weaving Mage. So it's a 0/4 reinforced unit. Whenever the reinforced assault unit deals non-battle damage, you may increase that value by 1. If that unit is also a mage class, instead increase that value by 2. So so with a lot of the mages, they kind of buff each other, or they kind of spit out direct damage towards enemy units. And this, not only will she increase the damage spit by 1 for any unit, for mages it's 2 instead. So we do have a lot of mages that actually spit out bits of damage here, there and everywhere. Basically it's not the red box, it's just any damage that's in that card's text box, it will increase by 1. Mage of Regeneration, that's a reinforce. The reinforced assault unit gains 1 health. Whenever that unit defends and survives a battle, recover it back to full health before the next phase. So this basically means if you've got an assault unit in front of this one and it survives being hit, let's say it takes 2 damage when it's got 4 health, it would have 2 health remaining for the rest of the turn. Basically after the battle phase, that unit will go back up to 4 health and it won't be set on 2. So it's kind of a bit like a little safety net towards the unit which it's defending. Another common unit. So this is a 1 cost, free 1 attack. So its attack is much higher than usual for a common unit. However, she does need a 3 to hit. So again, it's one of them, trade-offs, higher attack but a lower chance of hitting. So you get 3 copies of Spark Mage. Giant Fireball. Deals 5 damage to up to 2 units in play. If this unit gets countered, your core takes 1 damage. So again, this is quite a risky card to play. 1, it's expensive. 2, there's an opportunity that this actually backfires and then you take 1 damage to your core. However, ultimately you're dealing 10 damage, in other words 2 lots of 5 to up to 2 different units in play. So that's quite a powerful card, you've just got to use it with caution. Mage of Light. So this is a 3/4. Whenever one of your mage class units rolls a 6 during battle, deal 3 damage to a unit or 1 damage to the enemy core. So that is any of your mage class units. It'll mostly be your assault units, unless you've got a defense, unless you've got a reinforce that can counter attack. But again, this is one where the which one was it? Mage of Light. So the Mage of Light is reinforcing this. Sorry, if the Spell Weaving Mage is reinforcing the Mage of Light, then basically she has changed. She's basically upgraded this 3 damage to 5 damage. So it's a really good combination to try and poke at, because 5 damage just for rolling a 6 is really something really nice. Then we've got Core of Mana. Now the Exclave variant of this one is really, really nice. So definitely keep an eye out for that one as a chase card. So the core for this deck basically says when you have used a total of 20 charges to play cards this game. So your charges are these little things. Every turn you get into. So you're looking at about, well, you start the game with 2 anyway, so you're probably going to wait about 10 turns or so, maybe not even that, if you've got the golden nugget down at the bottom there, precious gold. So you might be able to use the ultimate ability a bit more. And the activation is once per game, draw 3 cards and charge this core 3 times. So this is a very the core is very supportive towards the player's hand. So yeah, keep that. Double Flame, deal 2 damage to 2 different units or deal 4 damage to 1 unit. So this is a nice flexible card. It's only a common, but the artwork in that I do quite like the artwork in that quite a lot. So 2 damage to 2 different units or 4 damage to 1 unit. Not bad for a common, I suppose, for 3 cost, 4 points of damage. Obviously, if you've got the beta card called Heatwave, that will increase these damage values by another 1 point. And then we've got final card, we've got Beset Mage. This is quite a good card. Whenever one of your mage units attacks, this unit deals 1 damage to enemy unit in play. So that is basically when one of your mage units declares an attack. It doesn't need to hit or miss, or counter attack. It's literally just you declare an attack with one of your units, and then immediately this unit deals 1 damage back to the enemy, to any other enemy unit in play. So it doesn't even have to be the target who you are attacking. So it's a nice combo, especially if you've got Spell Weaving Mage sat underneath it. That will then upgrade that from 1 point of damage to 3 points of damage just for attacking an enemy unit. So a very good combination right here and right there, wherever there is, somewhere in this big pile of mess. Anyway guys, that is the Mage starter deck. You do get quite a lot of good cards in this deck, and obviously there's some you might want to swap out, and then the booster packs will obviously bring you many more really cool cards to swap out for. It contains 31 cards, so you do have the opportunity to just add more cards if you wanted, up to 20 more cards. And yeah, it's definitely been a slow set to release because I'm just so busy nowadays, but I'm just finally glad that this deck is soon to be released, and watch out for them collabs as well. We've got some from Skyscape and we've got some from Epic Universe. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.